What's going on, guys? So the last video I saw is the same day, and I just uploaded this in a different video, so it's separated. But I just woke up, so that's why my hair is kind of, fucked up. Just had a 5-hour nap. Oh, nap. Yeah, 5-hour nap because still kind of jet lagged. I feel a little bit better, and then I just woke up and I feel like working on my car because of all the stuff I got. So we're gonna start working on my car. And I have no exact order on how I'm doing all this because I bought a lot of stuff. So the first thing I'm gonna do is a fuel filter relocation, or fuel filter tuck, or what do you guys want to call it. All these parts are ordered from Summer Racing and Jegs. So I will put them on the description and what fittings you need, like this 90-6 female to female. So I'll have all that linked in, and of course the inline fuel filter. I might change this, but we'll see how it does. But as long as my fuel filter, or I mean not my fuel filter, my fuel pressure is at 40 psi, then we'll be straight with that filter. If it's not, then I gotta change it out. But I think it'd be good. It's like 40 microns or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna do this today, and I'll put everything in the description like I said. If you guys haven't subscribed, you guys aren't subscribed. Hopefully you guys enjoy these videos. So I'm gonna put you guys on the tripod and get started on this, and probably bring in more light. It's a bit dark in here. Yeah, I need that window over here, but whatever. All right, first thing you want to do, of course, is take off the intake, because we'll be removing the fuel line on the fuel filter. And I already have a line right here, so I'm planning on reusing it. I can only reuse the fittings. I have to change this fitting here to the 90-6 female to female, because right now it's a -6 to a 45 to, I don't know what these are called, but yeah. So we're just gonna take off the intake real quick. And for those of you that are wondering what intake this is a ITR. I bought this from HMO because this is an ITR throttle body, and I do have a GSR intake arm, but it won't fit because the ITR throttle bodies are slightly bigger. It's actually pretty nice working in my garage. One thing you need to do, of course, is if you're doing this with fuel in the car, you're gonna need to pop over your gas cap and relieve the fuel pressure, because if you don't, when you take this out, it's gonna spray. But my car has no fuel in it. Before I left to Japan, I drained out all the fuel, and I pretty much ran until it was dry. So there's be no fuel in here, so I don't have nothing to worry about. Okay, so it's a 17. Hopefully, it would actually suck ass if I already like ran the system dry, but it still sprays out gas. Nope. So it's completely dried. So that fuel line's out, and I need to trim it. It's long, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And I need to take off my adapter. It's a I think 5 to a -6. And before I need to do that, I need to get a wrench to hold the fuel filter in. There we go. Shift the whole car. So this is the fitting I'm talking about. Smells like E85. And then now we're gonna take off the whole fuel filter. There we go. Loosen it. And then if you guys remember why I bought that tube cutter, I'll show you guys why, because we're gonna be cutting the fuel line. There's the old one. This is the ITR one. I actually, when I put this motor in and I started the car with the stock Civic one, it actually busted the fuel filter. I don't know how. There's something broken inside of it after we put the motor in. What we asked us to go ahead and start doing is removing this bracket. This is the bracket that, you know, it is big in there. There we go. So this bracket, I would recommend keeping just in case, you know, anything. It's always good to hang on to your old parts, and that's what I always do. This is what it looks like without the giant fuel filter bracket. And this line where we're gonna be doing is cutting. And you guys see how the line is a bit flared. That's why I bought a flare tool for these lines. And we're just gonna cut it and we'll probably cut it down there, and then we're gonna be replacing that original nut that's on there with these. These are called tube sleeves, and we're gonna be connecting these ones. I think these are called tube nuts. So that tube goes in this tube and it seals it up. Let me cut that out real quick with the tube cutter, and I don't probably need to show you guys because you guys already know how to use a cutter. You screw it on and then you just spin it. All right, so going back to these. So get one of the tube nuts. Get one of the tube seals. What you're gonna do, you're gonna flare the stock fuel line. You're gonna put this on top, and then this, it goes on like that. So the bottom portion right here, this goes on to the fuel line. This cups onto it, this screws on. And this is when this screws on to the dash 5 to dash 6 and this is where you start using your lines and stuff, and it just all connects from there. But you will have extras of this. You could do this on your fuel line, your fuel return line, and I might do that. But for now, we're gonna be doing this. We're gonna open up the flaring tool. I will link the how-to forum thread in the description if you guys don't see from here. This tutorial is from Coinbase. If you guys don't know who Coinbase is, then look it up. Coinbase makes some awesome shit. But before he started his company, he was making tutorials. Alright, so it's simple. You put this onto the line, and we're gonna be doing 5/16. That's what Chase says. So we're gonna put this onto the line and flare it out. And this tool, I never used this before, but literally looks straightforward. It's like a ball joint press. And ever since I redid my garage, I wanted all tools whenever I need tools. So there we go. All right, let me bring you guys back over here. Here's a little video on how to use the, oh my God, dog, shut up. On how to use the tool. If you guys don't know how to use a cutter, since it doesn't fit, you just loosen it down, put it on top, make sure it's centered with the little rollers, and all you do is just spin it, and then you keep going at it, and when it gets loose, you tighten it more and keep adding more tension if it gets more loose, and then eventually you will cut through this. So this is how you use a flaring tool. Put on the 5/16. I'm showing you guys all on here, so it's a lot easier, and then start spinning it. But remember, before you do this, you put the black and tube nut on it, and you can see that it's slowly flaring. I run into a mishap. I guess I didn't order the right fitting. So there's another way on how you could do this, is by using the stock nut or stock flare nut or whatever nut. And what you have to do is cut it off, make sure it's straight, and then flare that fuel line back there to 5/16. And then after that, you could easily use a fitting right on top of it. Found out that my lines, for some reason, are bigger than dash 5, so they're actually stock dash 6. And I could easily just screw a dash 6 on here, so the lines are slightly bigger. And I guess we're gonna have to cut this and use this. For everybody else that has a dash 5A line, or a line, then you guys could use the tube seals and all that. But for some reason, mine lines are bigger, so gotta use these. So I'm gonna trim a portion of that real quick. Just like that, trimmed it. Now we're gonna put it back onto the OEM line and flare it. So after you cut your fuel line to where you want it to be, that's if you plan on actually cutting it. You're gonna take this, the one that you shaved down, and pretend this is the fuel line. You stick it back in, just like that. And of course you have to push this down more, and you're gonna flare it, and then you get your degree fitting that you have. Oh my God, why is it not focusing? Yeah, so you're gonna tighten it like that, screw it out of the way, and just use Teflon tape just in case, and that's it. And then you do everything else from there. But I'm gonna do this part on the car real quick and we'll be set. Oh. Alright, so once you have your fitting flared out and in there, you're gonna decide what line you want to use, and that's all up to you. And for me, this I have to actually keep it on the fuel filter, so I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna use one of these lines and then run a A-line towards the inline fuel filter. So I'm gonna cut it and adjust it and mount it up using that bench vise. I decided to use a 45, so it'll sit like this, or I'll probably angle it like this, and then have the line go from here to up here with the inline fuel filter. So yeah, I'm gonna just mount the line on here and we'll trim it, and I'm probably just gonna reuse this line that I have right here. So take off the old fittings and put them on this one, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Actually, before I cut the line and adjust it, I'm gonna put the inline fuel filter in my 90, so I know that it fits. So this is gonna go here, or I mean, I just know how far to cut it. Like that. The inline fuel filter. Here we go. Screw it on right here onto this fitting. Yeah, you don't need to run Teflon tape in here. They already seal themselves. All right, and I'll tighten it when I get there. So this is what it's gonna look like. 90, female to female, to the inline fuel filter, and you can adjust it to where you want it. And let's plug my map sensor in so I know where it goes. I get my TPS. What am I saying? All right, and then leave that down there. Alright, so use a 45, and this is my old fuel line, so I'm gonna reuse the fitting on here. I'm just gonna take off the other one, so put it in here, and so we'll cut it probably right here where I'm holding it. Whoop. And what you normally want to do is put electrical tape over. So after you cut the vise, or not the vise, the line, I'm gonna grab this off on the fitting, grab this off, and then you're slowly wedge it on. So just keep twisting until when you look through here, it gets to the bottom portion where it's seated at. Now what you're gonna do, grab this portion, screw it in, like so, and then when it gets tight, I'm gonna put the line on the vise. This is just to make it easier. And what I normally like doing is putting a rag on the line so it doesn't ruin the line or the fitting itself. And they do sell special wrenches to do these so you don't scratch it, but whatever. There we go. I'll tighten it. Now just grab whatever size wrench that is. I don't feel like I have the right one. Nope. And this is all you do. Literally just tighten it. Alright, then once you get all that in, make sure you don't go all the way down. You have to leave it slightly gapped. This is the same as doing my cash can lines that I did on my valve cover. I kind of scratched the fitting, but it's whatever. Alright. Kind of scratched the fitting right there. But, there we go. That's the A line. It's in there. First, fix it a little bit. Yeah. Now I'm just gonna mount this onto my fuel line, and yep. And here's the finished product. This is what it will look like. Oh fuck. So yeah, this is what it looks like. 90-degree AN6 female to female to the inline Russell fuel filter to a -6 A line all the way over to the -6 45. So that's what it looks like, and it looks a lot cleaner because if you look from the front now, that fuel filter is not there anymore. So I'm just gonna tighten everything down, and then I need to do my fuel return line. Probably do that tomorrow because it's kind of late. And yeah, that's it. That's all you pretty much do. And normally, like, you don't have to cut that far. It was kind of hard for me to gain access to it and like flared out because of the location it's in. Like, it's super tight in there unless you take off your intake manifold. And yeah, normally the fuel line for the filter is right here, and you could just do it from there, but I kind of wanted to be a little more tucked, so I did it down there. But yeah, that's that. And I got spare fittings now, but it's okay, it's all good. But hopefully this video made any sense. I kind of just got lost, bought the wrong fitting, so I decided to use the only fitting, and now it's fine. Just gonna put gas in it tomorrow and then prime it and see if it's leaking. If it's not leaking, then we're straight from there. And yeah, so like, comment, subscribe if you're not, and yeah, it's up to you guys. Stay tuned for the next video. Peace out.